Alrighty folks, so before I show this, I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this, I'm sure, but that's okay. I enjoyed the feedback. But first of all, I'll just go on and point out, we're not taking this car, we're not driving through a mud hole, we're not, doing anything like that. And most of the stuff is going to be taken care of, and the car's going to be washed frequently and all that stuff. So anyway, so keep that in mind. So I went ahead and cleaned this fender up here, and went ahead and I undercoated it. I'm probably going to get a lot of slack for this. Oh, it's going to rot it out, that's going to rust it out. Oh no, you just rot it out, you're going to trap all that moisture up underneath here and blah blah blah, all that kind of crazy stuff. But look, the car's going to be frequently washed, and the secret to it is you don't keep caking and caking and caking on coat after coat. You put one coat and let it ride. That's the way it is. You don't keep coating it and coating it and coating it, because that, and not washing it, and people not doing the proper prep work and things like that, and you just shooting that stuff on there, then yes, that will rot the frame out, and that will rot out fenders and all that stuff. But anyway, it doesn't matter how you look at it. Sadly, everybody's going to nitpick over how you do things. But for one, me personally, you're not going to see any of this. You're not going to see any of it on the inner fender, and I want it to preserve it. This stuff is rare, very rare, and this is just a trial run, so to speak. These are like the guinea pig fenders here. We're just kind of seeing how it's going to turn out on these, and then I'll decide on all that if I want to do the same thing. But I like it so far. I got a couple of runs, but I ain't worried about it. You won't see it, but I want it to do that to protect it, and just to help it, preserve the fender and everything. And the nice thing about that undercoating, you can get it all up in here and get all up in the little nooks and crannies. You can get up all in here around the seam and all that. Yes, I know I got a little bit on there, and I will sand that back off. I don't want the overspray on there. I will get that off, but not a big deal. I got a little bit to get off there, but I will sand that off, and I'm sure I'll be there all day trying to get that little bit off, but that's all right. It'll be worth it. But I wanted to undercoat this, and yes, I know I'm a little bit impatient. I still got to do the rust repair, but it'll be all right. I wanted to see how this was going to turn out, and I think it turned out pretty good. So just a little bit right here. So the thing about the undercoating too is when you buy it, you got to use the whole thing up. You can't just use half of it and sit on the shelf and then go pick it up, a month or two later or whatever, and then it's gonna seal itself shut, so to speak. So you got to use the whole thing. Now, you don't have to use the whole thing on what you're doing, but just remember, if something like this, it did take the whole thing. This is kind of a big kind of area, and it doesn't look like it, but it is. But it did take a whole thing of it. But if it was something half the size, and you only used half of it, that's fine. But keep in mind, you can't turn around, sit on the shelf, and expect to turn around and use it, because it will glue itself shut. Anyway, I'm not a professional here. I just wanted to preserve the fender, and I think it turned out great. Got one little ugly run up there, but I think it turned out real good. I was able to get up all inside the nooks and crannies, and this will protect it. You won't see it, and this will really, really preserve it. So now I know I'm a little impatient because I didn't do the rust repair, but that's why I didn't shoot it down here. I'm gonna cut all that out and we'll fix that. So not a big deal. And then when I go to undercoat the other fender down here, then we'll just take and mist a little bit right here and just blend it in. You won't see it, but I'm a little bit impatient, I know, but I was dying to try this out, and I want to try it out. But yeah, I did get a little run right there. That's all right. The rest of it looks fine, but clean it up as best as I could. I was able to get all up on this side too, so I got up on that side. I mean, I got everything really good, so I think we'll be pretty good. So Yeah, I got everything. A little run right there too, but that's all right. I think this thing looks pretty good. So you won't see it. I'm not worried about it, but that'll be nice. And then when we install our trim and everything, we can put all our trim back on. And I might have to knock just a little bit of it off to be able to tighten the nuts back down, but I don't think so. But see, that's the right way to do this too, is you get all the trim, everything off of it. Because if I would have left that trim on there and undercoated all over that, that's going to make that very hard for the next person who has to get that trim and all them nuts off there. This is the right way to do it, my personal opinion, because it's no trim. And it's fair. This fender is bare. That's what you want. You want everything good, bare, clean fender. So I probably get a lot of slack for this on the internet because everybody's probably going to think, oh, you're just going to rot the fender out. It's going to rot out. It's going to rot out. You're going to trap moisture, blah, blah, blah. And, well, the way I look at it is like, look, I'm trying to preserve a fender. We're not driving this car in a mud hole. We're not making a mud truck or anything out of it. I'm the one that's going to drive it and take care of it. I mean, and plus this is, like I said, a guinea pig fender. I call them a guinea pig fender because this is a trial and error. I want to see how it turned out on this, so if it screws up on this, I'm not that worried. But so anyway, I like it so far. I think it's going to work fine. So I'm tickled to death with it. I got to do a little rust repair. I know like I said, I'm very impatient, but I like to get this stuff done. I don't like farting around with things, and I like to, keep the ball going, so to speak. But anyway, I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to come in here and get all this off, and then we'll be pretty good. And then I want to do the inside of the fender first, because I'm going to get me a quart of jet black. I'm going to get the Duplicolor ready to spray. I'm going to give you a quart of it, and I'm going to take this off. I mean, honestly, if it gets overspray, I'm not that worried about it. But honestly, I'll probably just tape it off so it looks, presentable, even though you won't see it. But I'll probably end up taping that off, that way I don't get jet black on it, even though it is black, but still though. But I don't want it to have much of dust, getting regular jet black on there, dusting all over it, and it look, rough looking. So either way, I'm going to tape the other side off, and then when I shoot this side, I know it's nowhere near ready. I got to fix all the pits and everything. But when I come in here and shoot this side, we'll get the jet black. I'm going to get single stage, and we're going to shoot it and see what happens. So, and yes, I am going to be patient on that, though. I'm going to do the rust repair. I'll fix that there, fix that down there, and then we will paint it for real. But I want to try it out and see how it works. I've tried them before, but I'm going to get jet black, single stage it, and I think it'll look awesome. And I am, when I get to the inner fenders too, I'll tell you what, that's a big comparison too. Look at that. That fender looked just like that. And I will knock all that off. You got to clean this up very, very thoroughly. I cleaned it up very, very thoroughly, as good as I could possibly get it. And I wonder if I should have shot a little primer on it and then undercoat it. It probably would have helped that undercoating adhere better. But I think we'll try it out. I just cleaned everything up, got everything bare, and called it good. So anyway, yeah, I know I left that bracket. That might be a little hard to get it off, but he's going to take it off me. I mean, I'm the only one that probably end up ever taking it off, but I ain't gonna mess with it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get all this undercoating off. But and yeah, I did shoot that side of it. I'm not worried about it. This side, I will throw regular paint on, so that's a big difference though. But it ain't perfect, but I think it laid down pretty good. A little heavy right there, but yeah, a little heavy where I got that run, but the rest of it looks pretty good. So I don't know how long it takes for this stuff to cure up. I'm sure it takes a good solid, week. I know in the real world, in the real world it probably does take about a week, but I'm sure it's dry to the touch within a day or two. But I just figure I would show this, and that does look a lot better. I don't know what's going on right here. Oh, it was a rust hole. That's all right. Heck with it. It's sealed up now. But yeah, it's a big difference though, ain't it? What do you think? That or all that? That looks really good up in here. I like it. That looks really good. Yeah, it's a shame about the run, but you won't see it. I ain't worried about it. Laid down pretty good too. You can see where it was pretty pitted. That's why the undercoating kind of looks like that. It was pretty heavily pitted through here. But again, you won't see it. It looks a lot better. And to get back what I was saying here, I am going to undercoat the other side of the inner fenders. So we're going to paint this side, obviously, because I do not want undercoating on this side, because that would stand out like a sore thumb there. But I am going to undercoat the other side. Yeah, I'll definitely undercoat it. And that'll make it look better too, because any kind of pits or anything it has, you know, it'll hide some of that. And obviously, we will fix the rust. I'm going to fix that corner. That's got to be addressed. And the good part about it is that'll hide, you know, when we grind the weld down and all that, that'll hide a lot of that. And, you know, it'll be fixed correctly. We'll put new metal in there. Got a little bit of metal to put in right up here. But it's nothing terrible. But that'll be nice. I think that'll be the way to do it. And like I said, we're going to undercoat the side that faces towards the tire. And then the other side, we'll just paint it. So I think that'll be pretty good. But these inner fenders really don't look that terrible. I don't think they look that terrible. So, but this is going to look much, much better, I think. I mean, I suppose I could, theoretically, I could come over here and about, maybe under these bolts right here where the stamping is right there, I could tape a line and kind of come down like that and tape it off maybe like that. I could undercoat that little backside back in here. I could undercoat that if I wanted, because you won't see that. That'll be facing the firewall. And I'm not trying to go crazy here with undercoating. That's not the objective. You know, the objective is just to preserve this stuff. But all I mean is I'm trying to preserve this stuff. But we could throw a little bit down there in that corner, just in the corner there. Just tape that off. Tape that off right there and just shoot that little corner, and that would be it. And maybe we got to make this anyway. But I thought about maybe tape that off and go back a couple inches there. And then shoot a little undercoating on it, but I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna worry about the front. I might have to make that piece anyway because it's a little rotted, but I definitely might throw a little undercoating back here though, just to protect it. But let me know what y'all think. I think I'll just tape that off, and you know, it will only be a few inches on it. It just come up from that corner when we repair it and come up to right there where that line is. Right in here, and just something like that. Because you'll never see that. You'll never see it. But I think it'll look pretty good. But yeah, I'm real tickled to death with that. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. But I think it turned out fairly decent. So it'll be pretty good. It'll be easy to keep clean now. Hopefully it won't, you know, it'll be a long time for this thing to rot away. I hope. So anyway, I gotta quit being impatient. Fix the rust first. Well, that's alright. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. I'm sure it might cook a little bit of that undercoating through there, but it'll be alright. But yeah, I just gotta cut this little section out here and make this lip and call that good there. I'm sure they do actually make patch panels, but I don't see the point on it, because just for this from right here to right here, and then from this little area right here, I just can't see that. Look, I can make that, so I know I'm all confident now because I can make mounts, I can make emblems and all that, and I think we'll give that a try. So it's not that I'm being El Cheapo here and don't want to buy the panel. It's just Something that small, I can make that. Ain't a big deal. But that looks much better. I'm pretty happy with it, so I think we'll be fine. And say it'll work pretty good. So not happy about that run though. But I'll just, oh well. Yeah, man, it makes a world of difference. Good day, what a difference. What a difference. Oh yeah, what a difference. This one ain't rotted in the front. But I gotta fix this. Alrighty, well, I just wanted to make a little update on the Biscayne stuff here, and yeah, it looks pretty good, And no, I didn't throw the undercoating on. No, I did not throw the undercoating on. I set it up here on my wonderful table here, I know. But I gotta get a real table. But I actually undercoated it elsewhere and drug it out for y'all guys so y'all can see it. So y'all guys and girls. Anyway, see y'all later. Bye.